Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, and welcome to another episode of Jacob Walks Over a Bridge. I'm Jacob, currently walking over a bridge at Guten Tag from Germany. I've made it to Berlin, and I could say with almost absolute authority that this will be the last recording of the year, given that there's only about 5.5 hours left to the year. It's been a year. It certainly has. And some people, I don't know, you could probably hear the booming of the fireworks in the distance, but some people here just, can't wait that 5.5 hours. They gotta start early with the fireworks, literal fireworks. Granted, that's been going on all day, but what are you gonna do? Sometimes, these aren't little tiny fireworks either. Some of them are giant, massive fireworks that have really scared me. Or just, scared, startled, same thing. But I'm actually going to walk over 2 bridges this episode. Hope you can forgive me. I am walking over what is known, at least in English, as the Museum Island of Berlin. There's, I guess whatever I'm showing that I didn't do proper research, but there's a river, the Rhine maybe, I don't know, but it goes through Berlin, and this island has, I think, 5 different museums on it, and of course, it's not a very wide body of water, at least where it's between the island and the mainland, but they've got a lot of bridges, and I'm going to walk over 2 of them. I looked them up right before recording this to see if I could pronounce them or try, and I don't know if it's worth it. You'll just have to Google Map it yourself to find the names and see whether or not I chickened out with merit or not. Whew. Now it's actually starting to feel a little cold. I actually just had some ice cream to cool me down. I was thinking originally about just wearing a sweater out, but I guess I'm starting to feel a little more grateful that I went against my better judgment, or what I felt would be better judgment, and wore my heavy coat. Before I went on this trip, I did look up what the weather was going to be for the next maybe 5 days before I left when I went to London. So I felt like that was really all that I could truly trust, as far as you can trust weather reports, and said that, the weather was probably going to be around the 40s, high 40s, mid 40s in London. And that's, the coat I have on now is fairly decent for that weather. I had a sweater with me too, because when I left New York, it was in the teens, so needed that. But when I landed in London on Christmas, it was in the mid 50s, so all I wore was the sweater. And it's just been really warm compared to what I thought I was going to have to deal with. Well, these guys are having a blast. But the weather, I just was not prepared for how warm it was going to be. Today it got to 60 degrees in Berlin in December, almost January, but it's 60 degrees. And the lows tonight were probably were, when I looked it up, supposed to be mid 50s. So I thought theoretically I could survive with the sweater. I didn't bring a light jacket. I'm starting to definitely kind of sort of regret not buying a light jacket when I had the chance in London, both when I went into some department stores and when I was at the QPR team shop, the super fan shop or whatever they called it. And that store in particular, I did try on I didn't try on any kits because I don't know. Some of them were just either felt like they'd be just athletic wear, and the other ones that had regular fabrics didn't look appealing. But there was a light jacket that I did try on a couple, and they just fit weird. I know I've got a weird shape to me, and it's somewhat difficult sometimes to buy clothes, especially I've stopped really trying to buy clothes online, given how sometimes if I go to a store and try things on, things that look like they would fit and are in this right size theoretically do not fit. But I tried on both the large, medium. I don't think I tried on an extra. Well, no, I did try an extra large, and they all just had a odd fit. Maybe if I was traveling with someone else and I turned around and I said, "How does this look?" they would give me an honest answer. But the store didn't have a mirror, so all I had to go on was I think I turned my selfie mode on for the camera and I took a look. But what are you gonna do? Guess just wear a heavy coat. When I was walking around today in a sweater, very comfortable, mind you, I saw a lot of people wearing heavy coats, hats and gloves, and thought they were a little crazy. Still do. But then I went out. I went back to my hotel to revamp and prepare for coming out tonight. And when I left the hotel again, I was still wearing the sweater and saw everyone else wearing their coats again, and it was dark, and maybe there was a little bit of a wind. I was like, all right, I'll put on the jacket. So I'm wearing the jacket now, but then as I've been trying to kill time now, because I'm not a smart man, I didn't really plan this out so well in terms of time management. So I have a lot of time to kill before I want to go to I guess it's technically a winter Christmas night market. Not just a night market, but like every time of day market. But especially today, because it's New Year's Eve, they're doing something late, and I thought it'd be a fun thing to do. I'll try to stay there as long as I can. But there's only so much you can do, probably. Oh, excuse me, sorry. Ice cream, am I right? But I was walking around here, around, I guess, Alexanderplatz, and just some sort of surrounding tourist areas, and I just started feeling a little warm. So I found, and also it was something to do, so I sought out a cafe, and getting two scoops of ice cream was cheaper than getting an iced tea, which is kind of crazy. Price, I mean, I've got to stop thinking that everything is cheap coming from New York, where everything's probably just way overpriced in general, but now that I've been there for so long, that is my frame of reference, so that's pretty. Just admiring Museum Island in the dark. But it's only €4 for 2 scoops of ice. It was 2. If I had only gotten 1 scoop, it would have been €2. They charged it by the scoop precisely, very precisely, because tax is included in the price, which is something that it's a shame that America hasn't really gotten behind in most instances. Excuse me, yawning now. That's not a good sign. Excuse me. But the ice cream did the trick, and also didn't help. Well, helped, I guess, when I sat down to eat it. The wind just started to pick up, which definitely helped to cool me down. But I guess that's also the problem with running hot, is that, I don't really necessarily need as many layers or as heavy layers when other people may, and then I feel self-conscious when, I'm like that kid with the Mets shirt on the other day in London who, it was cold, but there he was just in a t-shirt. I'm sure he felt like he was fine. But definitely open to ridicule, and especially soloing this, I'd rather draw as little attention to myself as possible. So, jacket it is, and I'll probably be happy. Plus, they don't allow bags in the market, and in case I did buy something, souvenir or whatnot, this jacket has pockets, so I could stick something in there if I need to. It is a really nice night. I was planning on doing this regardless of the weather. Who knows, maybe because it's, so nice now, there might be more people than if it was 20 degrees, but I was prepared for anything. But that won't be the case. Oh, yawning again. Sorry. I guess, woke up today early, which, coming from London, it was even an hour earlier. Then I guess my jet lagged self is already, I don't know if I'm probably not jet lagged anymore. It took me a day or two. Having insomnia those first couple nights didn't help. The hotel in London had such thin walls that when the person next door to me opened their door to their room, it sounded like he was opening my door. So that did not help whenever he did that. And, he came and went a bit in the evening. Well, I'm going to go to that bridge. I haven't walked over that one yet. I just got to the water and I was standing here a little bit. I'm thinking, I'll just go to that bridge that I haven't walked over. Might as well, gotta kill some time somehow. What time is it? It is 6:40. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Oh, just seeing how I've just got to exist for another few hours. That's the spirit, right? Oh God, maybe I need I would hate to, I'm sure if I drank caffeine now that would help, but in the short term, the long term it would be disastrous because I wouldn't sleep and I would still want to wake up bright and early tomorrow, and because I've got plans. Tomorrow's free museum day, and I don't know how new this is, but for the first Sunday of the month, they have a whole bunch of museums that participate in a free museum day. So I signed up for 3 of them, as well as I signed up to go to the roof of the Reichstag building to see the observatory that they have. I don't know if it's technically an observatory, but it's they've got a dome that you can go to, and I guess you're supposed to be able to get panoramic views of the city. So I've got 4 things I signed up. Tomorrow's is probably the most planned out day I have, at least coming into this trip. One of the best planned out days. I'm gonna be museumed out for sure. After only doing 1 in London, I already did museum today. Technically, I guess you can call it a museum, the Charlottenburg Palace. It was nice. Whew, that one startled me. Oh, they found a good spot to do it right in the middle where no one is. But I guess you could, if you want a just open area, you can find people just shooting these up everywhere. But I'm gonna get museumed out by the end. I mean, I don't think I barely any plans, 2 days from now. So I guess I could handle a day tomorrow with everything planned out. And I hope I've tried to make it so I can hit everything, but we'll see. We will see. We'll see how late I get back to my hotel and then when I wake up. My motto usually for trips like this is, I'll sleep when I'm home. And one of the nice things about solo traveling is that I get to get up when I want and head out whenever I want to. So don't have to wait for a companion to wake up, which often was the case. I mean, love the people I've traveled with, but I'm usually the early bird. What was I going to say? But, okay, I've made it to the second bridge. Much quieter than the other one. Aside from the Airbout Bridge, 1914 to 16. Well, they had a lot going on during those years. But I guess they had time to build a bridge. If I read the inscription correctly on the side of the bridge here, which who knows if I did or not. A lot of things are up for interpretation. And given where I am, I don't know if I'm interpreting well at all. All right. On that note, I have reached the other side of the bridge. I am now off of Museum Island. And I think this would be a great time to say Auf Wiedersehen and sign off. Good day and good night.